All right. Are we ready to close? I'm ready. So, while people are clearing up the stage, why are they clearing up the stage? So, all right. So we'll start with a formal closing, and after that, we will get to the part that you've been waiting for. Who is the host of CII 2026? Who is the brave organization who will take on CII 2026? And where are we going next year? So let's start. We good? All right. Welcome to the closing ceremony of CII 2025.
Over the past days, we came together as a global community of investigators to share, to learn, and to strengthen one another.
Again, this section is mentioned many times. Turn to our own cases, okay? I refrain from doing so.
We exchanged ideas, challenged perspectives, built stronger networks, and strengthened our shared capacity.
The list in which it presented
further investigation or whether or not we're going to close it.
With the case, is it case good for investigation or then it has to be put aside?
It's a conditional letter. About the trauma
Happens at the end of a protection against retaliation investigation. What if it?
Unfortunately, present the violence is real. It should be different from the war battle.
And then cross-reference something from a document that is not completely new.
Even subcontractors and suppliers. How do we define jurisdiction? How do we...
CII 2025 has been a space for innovation and creativity, designed to be practical and inclusive. A reflection of the diverse institutions that shape our community.
And your answers in mind. And we have I have a very distinguished...
For various reasons, our resources.
Together, we continue to uphold integrity in projects and people and deliver innovative investigation solutions for the organizations we serve and for the communities that depend on them. Thank you for being part of CII 2025, a community that delivers innovative investigation solutions. Until we meet again, one community, connected by shared practice, strengthened by integrity, and carried forward in the spirit of collaboration.
May I please call on stage Wei Tin Kang, Acting Managing Director of the Complaints Resolution, Evaluation and Integrity Unit at AIP.
Well, before I start, I've told Andrew, when he retires and he set up an events company, when you want to crowdfund, call me. Would you want to invest? Yes. Good afternoon, friends. It has been a fabulous 3 days of learning, eating, and of course, drinking. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly, and I appreciate the conversations and the friendships built. Thank you. This morning, as I stepped out of my apartment, it began to rain. The sky was grey, and I felt the drizzling of the raindrops. I asked myself, after such a wonderful weather that we had the last few days, why the rain? What does it portend? I further reflected and gathered my emotions and my thoughts. Well, this is life, isn't it? This is investigation, isn't it? Good times and not so good times. But we always pick ourselves up. So what kept everyone going? What kept all of you going? Over the last few days, I heard and I learned a few things. From context, the environment, that we talk about internal, external environment, the scope of work, governance, approaches, technology. And as I gathered my thoughts and put things into buckets again, and I like number 3, so it's easier to remember. The first thing that I picked up and I learned was that investigators hold a fiduciary duty and have financial stewardships. What investigators do is about development, effectiveness, and impact. And you build institutional legacy and trust. Every dollar contributed by member state or donor is used for its intended purpose, not stolen nor wasted. As stewards of trust, maintaining the social and financial license to operate is the job. In this context, there are a few specific things that the conference discussed: scope of the mandate and governance. And as far as scope of mandate, what I heard is about thinking about proactive investigations. And Tan Sri said, wait for complaints, bye-bye and goodbye. So it's important we start thinking about proactive investigations. There was also discussion about potential MDB and UN agencies collaboration. And the meeting delved into more details about more information about debarred entities and the privacy issues around that. On governance, I think there was discussion about independence of the function. And on independence, the meeting talked about structure as well as perception. And there's something that I'd like to share with you very quickly on independence that I love. And this goes about 20 years ago. Every morning when I go to work, I'll turn on, in Singapore, when I was driving to work, I turn on the BBC and I love to listen to Lucy Calloway. Do other people in the generation that listened to Lucy Calloway's podcast last time? No. Okay, so I revealed my vintage. She mentioned about independence, and this is something that rings very clearly. Independence can be the fact that you are called independent or that you're independent. But she mentioned these few words that stuck here. She said, beast on board. And she refers to independent directors on board of companies. She said, whether you are independent or not, actually the more important factor is that you can be a beast on board. And that is the independence of the mind that she talks about. And I hold that truly to all the jobs that I do when independence is required, that you can be independent, as long as you're prepared to be a beast on board. And that's what I think Tan Sri, in that same direction. The meeting also talked about compliance culture and budget cuts as a major issue facing a lot of people, but also as a catalyst for transformation. So for the first point here is about why you do what you do, finding the true north, and about cause and conviction. On the second point, we heard about Peter Eigen's journey, multi-stakeholder engagement, integrity pacts, corruption perception index, and his journey for greater transparency. Discussions about protecting whistleblowers, reducing risk of retaliation, and how best about the best practices of CII, for example, including trauma-informed interviewing skills. All these things, for example, when Tan Sri talk about traveling alone with whistleblowers, these are important things that we need to think through and continue to enforce. All these things that investigators do require lots of courage. And courage is persistent. It is fearless and usually quiet. People don't thump their chest about courage. It's about quiet. It's very quiet. And recently, I hear Tan Sri saying that, yes, I am. When you ask, I'm not sure you are ready, right? And that is, in my view, fearless courage, intrepidity that we talked about yesterday. The third point that I heard was about use of techniques, and this is more technical, from transparent criteria, decision frameworks for case intake, next generation remote interviewing, advanced digital evidence management, use of OSINT, AI agents for complaint assessment, pattern recognition, corporate profiling, etc. The advent of intelligence, human and artificial, in the investigation work. These 3 points, together with what we heard from the speakers, President Tin saying investigation safeguards credibility. They are instruments of future protection. Peter Eigen's, again, multi-stakeholder engagement, and Tan Sri Abu's, I don't stop, I continue to fight. Believe in the principles of trust. These are, to me, very key takeaways. So I'm very happy that you've enjoyed the learning session with us. You're here, you've seen China, you've experienced China, you've experienced Beijing, you've experienced AIIB. The cuisine, the culture, and the everything. Many of you came to say thank you to Andrew, to Alex, and to myself. But I think most important of all, we want to thank you, each and every one of you, for making time to join us. You made this possible. Thank you to all of you. We also want to thank President Tin, Peter Eigen, Tan Sri Abdul Kasim, Andrew and his team. His team are Annie, Lorenzo, Chen Wei, Alex, my colleague, and the team, Xuan, Nick, Bing Xuan, and Simi. These are all very important in bringing everything to us. And we are grateful to everyone, all of you, a heartfelt thank you. Upon this closure, I'd like to wish the next organizer, we'll hear about him or her next, our very best wishes. And we look forward to getting together again soon. And reinforcing what we heard yesterday, conviction, the first C that we heard, intrepidity, the fearlessness, and the last I being intelligence. So CII, conviction, intrepidity, intelligence. So dear stewards of trust, to CII, thank you very much.
All right, final push. Let's land this plane. When we started a week ago, this week, early, it feels like so long. We started early this week and we said, look, we want to do 3 things. We want to innovate, we want to inspire, and we want to impress. Now it's time to grade us. It's time to grade what AIB has done. It's time to grade what the CII Secretariat has done for 2025. And that's going to be in the post-conference survey. All right? Please be kind. I'm proud to report that for CII 2025, we have delivered 2 pre-conference trainings on 2 topics, 6 plenary sessions, 3 related case studies to the 9 workshops that we presented. There were also 3 open floor exchanges, which some of you might not have heard, was very interesting, and 1 formal debate, and the first ever Heads of Participating Organizations meeting. I trust that these sessions met your expectations, both in content, depth, and relevance. There will be follow-throughs from the Secretariat, but I'd like to tell you that I have been fired as of today. We will let you know who took my job as chair of the CII Secretariat later on. But to continue with this conference, we will send you a formal post-conference survey, and we would like to ask for your feedback. If you attended online or if you attended in person, please tell us how we did. We will address the questions that were sent to us directly by QR code, and we will continue to communicate with you as we have done throughout the year. As we close this conference, I want to really thank people. And I'm going to try not to cry out of frustration. Excuse me. Thank you for giving AIB a chance to host you in Beijing. We tried to show you Beijing as best as we can, including the full range of Beijing's weather. I hope you appreciate the sunny Monday and Tuesday, the smoggy Wednesday and Thursday, and the rainy Friday. Tomorrow is going to be sunny again. Thank you for your energy and your openness and willingness to contribute to this conference. You've shared with me and my team very kind words about how we deliver the conference, and we're very grateful. For 25 years and 25 conferences, this community has carried a single idea forward, that we are stronger when we learn from each other. The tools, the contexts, the people, the institutions, it changes. But the principle of learning does not. We're here today because of the colleagues who, years ago, believed that the cooperation among investigators was worth building. They built systems of trust that have stood the test of time. Now, our responsibility, being in this room today, is to keep that trust alive by adapting to the world we know and we work in now. This week showed that the CII is doing exactly that. We talked about innovation, not as a slogan, would be nice, but as a discipline. The ability to think critically, use technology wisely, and keep human judgment at the center of what we do. We also talked about inclusion, not as an agenda item, but as a way of working together. When more perspectives enter the discussion, our investigations become sharper, our institutions fairer, and our outcomes stronger. That's how this community continues to grow, by widening its circle and deepening its understanding. For AIB, many of you know this, hosting this milestone has been both an honor and a learning experience. We learned a lot about this conference, and we learned a lot as an institution. For me, delivering this conference is both a personal and professional commitment. Marvin committed me professionally. I made it personal. For my team, it became a shared mission. In between their silent mental breakdowns and their collective desire to slap me on occasion, we kept thinking about what this conference could be. We wanted it to reflect how we work at AIIB, focused, collaborative, and grounded in purpose. We recognized its potential, and we took a step forward in that direction. Doing things differently at AIIB means taking care in design, attention to detail, keeping processes simple, and making space for people to do their best work. That same approach guided how we organized this week's conference. Quietly, precisely, and with consideration for your time, hence the huge timers, and your contributions. Seeing it all come together this week has been very, very meaningful. Because of, it's just a lot of work, as many of you know. So if the scale of the setup that you see and have you seen this week surprised you, that's actually fine. We meant to do it. Because for us, it wasn't really about the display. It was about respect. We respect those who built this network, long before any of us stood here. We respect investigations for the judgment, discipline, and fairness that keep our institutions alive. We respect one another, not for titles, but what for each of us bring to the table. And finally, we respect you for the work that you do every day, often unseen, but essential to keeping your institutions alive. For us at AIB and for the CII Secretariat, we believe that you deserve an experience that matched the significance of your mission. These things guided every single detail of how we hosted this year. And it's what we hope you felt throughout this conference. I want to thank the people who made it possible. Wei Tin, Alex, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your trust. And thank you for letting us deliver the CII that has been in our heads since 2018. Thank you. To my to my core team, oh my God, these people. Chenwei, Annie, and Lorenzo for managing every single moving part of this conference with calm and precision. You are the most resilient people I know. I wouldn't survive me if I were working for me. So, congratulations. Luca, Artina, and the rest of the communications department, thank you very much. To our colleagues at the ethics department, Nick, Xuan, Bing Xuan, Simi, thank you very much for your help. Our colleagues in CIU, the volunteers from the Internal Audit Office, the IT department, security, facilities, you all quietly delivered a spectacular result with great precision. And to everyone who supported us behind the scenes, thank you. To the CII Secretariat and every participating organization, all 60 of you, and to our guests, thank you for the partnership and trust that you made this 25th gathering possible. The CII is not just an annual meeting, it's a continuing conversation, and that's what we hope. One that each generation of investigators strengthen in its own way. Let's please keep that conversation going. And that conversation will happen at the 26th Conference of International Investigators. Thank you very much.
Mark your calendars for the upcoming 26th Conference of International Investigators. This milestone event will unite once again the global investigative community to share practical solutions, debate key issues, and celebrate 26 years of collaboration. In 2026, the Conference of International Investigators will take place in Panama, hosted by the Inter-American Development Bank and its Office of Institutional Integrity. In the heart of the Americas, Panama connects worlds, uniting people, ideas, possibilities, and cultures, an inspiring setting to continue our shared mission of advancing integrity worldwide. Join us in Panama in November 2026 for the 26th Conference of International Investigators. Together, we will keep building trust and strengthening integrity across the globe. See you in Panama CII 2026.
So thank you. The IDB and the Office of Institutional Integrity are honored and excited to host the CII in 2026 in Panama. I want to thank the Secretariat for your trust in us The CII is more than a conference, more than a meeting. It has become an institution, a small I institution, not one with a lot of bureaucracy, but one that is a durable community. It's a special point of connection and exchange that brings enormous value. The institutions that we represent, to the teams that we lead, and to us personally, participants. This has lasted for 25 years. We will do our best to preserve it and to help it grow. I'd like to give specific thanks to Andrew and Rohan, support and guidance that they've already given. I'd like to give enormous thanks in advance to Marco Cerletti, head of investigations, who will lead the IDB's efforts. And I'd like to give a particular thanks to the many people who have already shared their condolences for the unique challenge of following this unbelievable, spectacular event. Andrew, what an amazing job you've done. You and your team have put on such an impressive event. Your wedding planning business, sure bet it is indeed a daunting task to take the baton from you. Andrew, yeah. You might ask, why would we have agreed to follow the AIIB? I'm asking myself that question. And I'll tell you why. The IDB wanted to take this on because we believe in this community, in this institution. We are energized and enriched and inspired by the exchanges we have here. The connections we make here, we believe we cannot make anywhere else. And this is an important moment for the CII community. Many of our institutions are struggling with funding cuts that have not come to the IDB so far. But at the same time, the world is changing, and changing in ways that demand that we rise to the challenge. Faith in government is being shaken. A certain tolerance for corruption and abuse of power seems to be in the air. And those things make the work that we do even more important than it is already. Holding the line against misconduct, insisting on accountability. And it's time. The last time the IDB hosted this was when Steve Zimmerman was at the IDB. That was so long ago. Steve was just a fresh, young-faced guy out trying to make the world a better place. Steve, done well. Congratulations. And so, we hope to see you in Panama. It is like so much of Latin America and the Caribbean, a warm and welcoming place. The food is delicious. The rhythms are infectious. It is a place of connections. It's a place where continents meet and the seas are joined, and it's an appropriate place for us to renew our connections and our commitment to this important work. Están todos muy bienvenidos. We hope to see you in Panama.
What are you waiting for? No, and with that, the Conference of International Investigators 2025 is officially closed. Thank you very much.